All rights to the characters and storyline of Fruits Basket belong solely to its creators and copyright holders. This text is a fan-created interpretation and does not claim any ownership or official affiliation with the creators or distributors of Fruits Basket. All references to the characters and their development are based on the original work and are intended solely for entertainment and discussion purposes. In a Daze, Chapter 4. The next morning, Tohru woke up to the sound of Kyo getting out of bed. Her head still throbbed and her throat felt like it was lined with razor blades. She watched through half-opened eyes as Kyo walked to the bathroom, every movement sending a fresh wave of pain through her temples. When Kyo came back, he noticed she was awake. "How are you feeling?" he asked, his voice soft and full of concern. Tohru just shook her head, unable to muster the energy to speak. Kyo frowned and reached over to feel her forehead, confirming that her fever was still high. "You're still burning up," he muttered, worry etched into his face. "I'll make some breakfast. Try to rest." Tohru nodded weakly, watching as Kyo headed to the kitchen. The effort of sitting up felt monumental, but she managed to make her way to the table, shivers racking her body. Kyo placed a plate of toast in front of her, but she had no interest in eating. "Please, Tohru, just a couple of bites," Kyo begged gently. "You need to eat something so you can take more medicine." Reluctantly, Tohru took a few bites, enough to satisfy Kyo. When she'd eaten just enough, she pushed the plate away. Kyo handed her the medicine and a glass of water, watching as she swallowed the pills. "I think you should stay home from work today," he said, his voice soft but firm. Tohru nodded, feeling terrible, but knowing he was right. She called her workplace, her voice hoarse and barely audible, to inform them she wouldn't be coming in. Kyo, satisfied that she was settled, gently guided her back to bed. As Kyo started to get ready for work, Tohru felt a growing sense of panic. The closer he got to being ready, the more anxious she became. She watched him intently, her heart racing. When he was finally dressed, he leaned down and kissed her forehead. "Call me if you need anything, okay?" he said. Tohru nodded, not trusting herself to speak. She watched him leave the room, and when she heard the apartment door close, she flinched. Rushing to the window, she saw him walking down the snowy path. The farther he got, the more wrong everything felt. When he disappeared from view, a rush of grief filled her, overwhelming and inexplicable. Without thinking, she bolted out of the apartment into the freezing cold. She didn't bother with shoes or a coat. All she knew was that she needed Kyo. She screamed his name, her voice hoarse and raw, but he was too far away to hear. Desperation fueled her as she ran, her feet freezing and her lungs burning. Finally, she saw him up ahead and yelled his name again. Hearing her voice, Kyo turned around, shocked to see his sick wife out in the snow, dressed only in a nightgown. He rushed to her, his face a mix of concern and confusion. "Tohru, what are you doing out here? You'll get sicker." "Please don't go," she begged, her voice breaking as tears streamed down her face. "Don't leave me." Kyo, extremely worried and confused, said, "Tohru, I need to go to work, but—" "Please," she sobbed, clinging to him. "Stay home. I can't do this without you." Seeing the sheer desperation in her eyes, Kyo's heart ached. Tohru was never one to beg, and her heartbreaking sobs and death grip on his coat convinced him. Okay, I'll stay," he said, wrapping his arms around her. "Let's get you back inside." They walked back to the apartment, Kyo supporting her as she shivered uncontrollably. Once inside, he settled her on the couch, but when he tried to step away, she gripped his arm tightly. "I'm not going anywhere," he assured her. "I just need to call out of work." She hesitantly let him go, but kept her eyes on him the entire time. Kyo quickly made the call, explaining the situation, and then returned to her side. "Can I change into something more comfortable?" he asked gently. Tohru's eyes welled up with tears again, seeing her distress. Kyo took her hand. "Come with me," he said, leading her to the bedroom. He changed into comfortable clothes quickly, all while keeping her close. When he was done, he guided her back to bed. She looked at him with those teary eyes again, and without hesitation, he climbed into bed with her, wrapping her in his arms. "I'm here, Tohru. I'm not going anywhere." She nestled against him, her body relaxing for the first time since she woken up. The warmth of his embrace soothed her, and she closed her eyes, her breathing gradually steadying. Kyo stroked her hair gently, whispering reassurance until she drifted off to sleep. He stayed awake for a while, watching over her, his heart full of love and worry. As the morning light began to filter through the curtains, Kyo finally allowed himself to rest. He held Tohru close, their breathing in sync, the nightmare of the previous night fading away.
Hi
Hi, my name is Angel and I hope you like this. If you did, please hit a like and subscribe. If you want to hear more, check out my website, or if you want my books in an easier to read format, check out my Wattpad. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!